So I've been in a lot of mid-bunk floor plans, and this one right here is without a doubt the best. This is the 2026 Campsite Elite 36 RF. And everything they've done here, from layout to amenities to construction, really puts this one above a lot of other mid-bunk fifth wheels. Let's start off right over here on the campsite. I'll kind of work the way through. Again, there are so many things you're going to want to stick around till the end just to kind of be able to feel and understand why this one is so much better. And again, starting off right here, pretty standard in the fact that you have a freestanding dinette. But look what they've done. They've added small things like this, right? You have a place. If you want to put paper plates in here, you want a place for condiments, your salt, pepper, ketchup, things like that, you have a spot to put it. And it's those little things because they've actually been out camping and they understand what needs to go in an RV to make it functional. Things like that are exactly it. Big windows, because no one likes a dark RV. You want to be able to have great view. You want to be able to bring in a lot of light. And that is exactly what you have here with these massive panoramic windows. Plus, you will notice that you have the blackout roller shades, rather like the pleated ones. Again, they've used them. They know how terrible the pleated ones can be, how often they get, misaligned. With the roller shades, they're functional, they work well, they're easy to use. Right down underneath is going to be theater seating. It has a massage feature, light, heat on there as well, so you can kick back after a long day. This is the prime seat in the house, and they know it, which is why they made it so comfortable. Coming around to the back, again, this is pretty common for your rear living floor plan. You have this sofa right here. This is a trifold. It folds out. But let's see what they did different. Well, on the sides, not only do you have electrical outlets and USB ports, that's pretty common, but take a look at this. Open that up, you have hidden storage, and you will have that on both sides. And the USB ports do have both USB-A and C, so no matter what device you're running, you'll be able to plug those in and still be able to charge up. And again, windows all around the back. I like the wall sconces here. Storage across the top. Yes, you are going to need a step ladder to be able to get up there, but take a look at this. They have actually put hidden hinges in, right? Upgraded hinges over normal struts. Just everything they've done here, it just kind of screams quality, including the AC unit. They went with two 18,000 BTU ACs to help make sure that everything stays nice and cool. Now, again, that is going to be tied into the AC system. There's going to be those two. 18K for this size is great. Normally you're getting 15. The fact they're running two of them, you're going to stay nice and cool in here, and I love that. Now, as you're sitting in the couch or in the theater seat, you want to be able to watch TV. You got it right here, 55-inch smart TV. You see you have storage up top, as well as the fireplace down below, which isn't just for ambiance. That also is going to be a space heater to help kind of heat things up in here if it's a cold night. Now, normally when you have a mid-bunk floor plan, you have to give up pantry space, right? Because you have that mid-bunk area, that bonus room. We'll take a look at that in just a second, of that flex area. But in order to make up for that, they give you a hidden pantry. There is a lock for it right here, a travel lock, by the way. I went and undid it, but take a look at all this extra space you get back here. Massive pantry here. I love this. They have a special cutout. So if you have like a Swiffer wet jet or something you want to bring with you, you have a spot for that. So you can clean up the floor nice and easily. No carpet in this either, as you would expect. So again, super easy cleanup. I like the fact that if you have like a dustpan or something you want to hang, you can hang that there as well. It's very, very functional all the way around. And then we move into the kitchen, and man, they didn't lack here either. You have true solid surface countertops. I love that they have this little bar top area that's raised right here because, if you have kiddos, which a lot of us do, go camping, this is a place for them to be able to sit. You want to put some bar stools here, they can sit right here. You want to prep food and put it up here and get it off like your main prep space, you can do that with this little raised rail system right here. Absolutely love it. And something else they did that was very unique and really cool, not just kiddos, they thought about the four-legged friends too. Look at that. You have a special spot, little paw pantry for food and water. But take a look at this right here. You have a water spout that is tied in. So it's super easy to fill up the water. You don't even have to take the dish out. You can fill it up right in there. I love that they do that. And you know that your pet is going to be drinking good water because this one has a water filter system built in. So again, they've been camping. They know that when you go to a campground, a lot of times you have, sediment, sand, a bunch of other things in the water. They give you a filter to take care of that. You'll also see that you have some inverted receptacles, or rather prepped for inverters. So if you do add that, then all of these that have the sticker there Those are already pre-wired, so that inverter will operate on those. This one does have a 400-watt solar system on the roof as well. As we get into the sink itself, anytime you have solid surface, you should always undermount. I am so happy they did. Folks, I see so many of these workstations and they top mount them. I will never understand why. Any manufacturer that does that, in my opinion, is just missing the ball. That's not the point. They're supposed to be undermounted, which is why they have a flat top. That's what they did here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And, you know, it is a very functional workstation. You have a cutting board. You have, you know, the rinser here. You have the pan with the drain. You can see the vegetable rinse. You also have a glass rinser off to the side, soap dispenser, high-rise pull-out faucet, everything that you need to have a super functional kitchen here in this space. And I always say, though, for me, a kitchen just is not functional without having a spot to have a trash can, right? I hate having to put my trash can on pulls. Boom, there it is. Trash can tucked away. You have 3 full extension ball bearing drawers, plenty of drawer space, and you still have some additional space underneath for cleaning supplies, anything else you need there. You will also see that you have valves for the faucet itself. So if you need to close those off, you can. Again, that's something we normally don't see. Love to see that. Now for entertainment, I do want to say not only do you have the TV, the entertainment system is actually built in right here, which is really cool, super easy. That way, as you're washing dishes, you want to jam out to some music, you can fire it on, hook it up to Bluetooth to your phone. It'll play on the overhead speakers. You can be able to listen to some music. I think that was a pretty cool placement of it, actually. Taking a look over to this side, we get to the rest of the kitchen. 3-burner cooktop, nice big residential grates on there. Oven that you can actually use, right? It's big enough you can actually bake things in there, which is wonderful. You have storage again all the way around, including, 3 deep drawers here. And up top is going to be the convection microwave oven, storage all the way around that, outlets on both sides. So if you want a coffee maker, it's a great spot for it, either side right there. But you also have to have cold storage, and that's what they give you right here. 16 cubic foot fridge freezer, plenty of space. You have crisper drawers in there as well, 2 freezer compartments down below, everything that you're going to need. Real quick, I do just want to take a look at the ceiling. There's a few other things I want to point out. Of course, you have your main lighting right here, your pendants right above the kitchen island, lighting that up. You will also see that you have what they have called a loom accent lighting in the trim there. So I like that too. It's a really nice accent. Even if you want to turn the overheads off, you can leave that on. If you're out for the night and coming back in, does a good job of just kind of lighting things up. You also have the overhead fan there in order to move some air around as well. Now, as I said, this is in theory a mid-bunk, but this is probably, as I said in the beginning of the video, one of the best executed I have ever seen. So come on in, let me show you why. This right here is going to be a huge part of it. This is your bunk. It's 300-pound weight capacity, but look how high this is. I can actually sit in here. It's not back here blocking a window. I'm not going to hit my head as I'm sitting here. This window, by the way, from what I'm told, is going to drop a little bit because currently the bunk does take up a little bit and they didn't like it. So they are going to drop it so you get even more light in this room. But I love this bunk system. It works so well. Now, if it's me and I just, want a place to watch a different show than my wife, or my kids want to be in here, or in-laws, or whatever it may be, this is just a super duper functional space. Kids want to get the PlayStation in here, go for it. If you want to make this an office, they thought of that too. You can see the cutout right here, so you can, pull your chair right up here. You can, take this out if you want and put like a printer or something in there. You have all this storage though, which is great. And again, TV right in the center. And you want to use that as a monitor, hook up an HDMI to it. You'll be good to go. Additional storage right across the top. You also have this right here. You have a very functional ottoman. It's collapsible, but it's nice and easy to move. So you want a place to be able to put your feet up, right? Be able to kick back, watch TV. I can do that. And this does fold out into a bed, right? This is a tri-fold sofa. So when someone needs to go to sleep, you can do that. The bunk is also nice and easy to drop down. You have the 2 locks here. Pull those down and boom, just like that. 300-pound weight capacity on there. Just as easy to put back up and lock in place. You just pull the handles just like so, kind of lift it up, boom, locked in, good to go. You get all that space. As I said, probably one of the best executed in the industry. And as you would expect, there is AC vent in there. You have a heat vent in there. So no matter what the temp is, you're going to be comfortable. As we come around, kind of going into the entryway, right? You step in. They did it right here too. You have a place to hang up jackets or sweatshirts or rain jackets, right? How often have we been camping and it rains? You have to have a spot to put some of that. I love that they thought of it. You also have a spot for shoes underneath. I'd probably even stack some more shoes right in here. You have the space for that. And if you're tall, you have some additional storage right up here, right? So again, maybe, scarves, hats, if you're camping in the fall, things like that, or just other items you don't have to access often, but you need storage for, right there you go. Kind of stepping up a little bit further, we get into the main control panel. I personally really enjoy that it's just switches, right? A lot of times they have these big, complicated touch screens, and while they're great, to be able to use on your phone and everything else, something about the simplicity here is just easy, right? It's easy to troubleshoot. It's easy to use. You know that it's not a technical failure. It's going to be a mechanical one if something ever does go wrong. And again, it just is easier to troubleshoot. You have the control here for your AC unit, so you can take that out, be able to, put it on the couch. So if you want to quickly and easily adjust your AC, you don't even have to get up from the couch. You can do it right from the theater seats, which is great. And then as we take a step up, you'll see a handrail, to make sure that you have support while going up and down the stairs. Then up here is going to be the loft, right? So you need even more sleeping. You have it. Yes, this is a rear living, but being a mid bunk, you have the sleeping down there. You have the sleeping up here. They just did a really good job. You have storage up there, outlets and everything too. Big window here in the hallway, letting in a lot of natural light. And then we get into the bathroom, which they have executed perfectly as well. Slider door. This to me is huge. I've seen so many manufacturers that still use a door that you have to open up and you have to play the game, right? Picture this with me. I have a door here. I open the door. Yeah, now you can't go anywhere. In order to go that way, I have to close the door and move by. Same thing to get in, right? You have to kind of step by it, open it up. It's a pain. Nobody wants to deal with that. This is the way to go. Then we step inside over to the side here. You get a big vanity. I've seen a lot of manufacturers that went to double vanities in this floor plan, and they realize that there's just not enough space because someone is like stuck here by a toilet and it doesn't work. They know that, they understand it. That's why they gave you a single vanity, but just a big countertop for everything that you need in here to get ready. I think that was a smart move. Waterfall style faucet looks fantastic. You have some additional storage space over to the side, right? A little bit there. And plus you have big linen closet over on this side right here. So you have plenty of storage all the way throughout. Again, hidden hinges, right? So nice high-end hinges on there. The shower is going to be over to this side. If I step in here at 6 foot tall, I have plenty of space. Could probably be 6'2", maybe even 6'3", still be able to stand in here. You have a seat. My favorite part about this, folks, this is a one-piece shower. So often in RVs, you'll have a high-end fifth wheel, and they'll have a multi-piece shower with like a wall surround and a shower base. No, this helps prevent any kind of leaks. It's all one piece. This is what you have in your house. This is what I want in an RV. You also see the hand wand to make showering there nice and easy as well. A couple last things I want to touch on as we take a seat on the toilet itself. One, I have plenty of space. I'm a decent sized guy. I'm 6 foot, currently about normally 215. It was a long weekend, about 220, but still I have good knee space here. Plenty of shoulder room, right? Not bumping into anything. My wife's going to get mad as I'm probably going to spend way too much time in here because I'm comfortable. But you'll also see that there's storage right over to the side. Need some quick toilet paper, maybe some poopery or something, right? It's going to be tucked away right there. You have space underneath the sink as well for all your black tank chemical, everything else you're going to need. But the thing I absolutely love is right there. They made sure there was a spot for a trash can. Far too often, there's no spot for a trash can in a bathroom. And why would you do that? I have one at home. I want one in my RV. I know it's been great up till now, but if there is one room that just screams they know what they're doing, believe it or not, it's this room right here. Starting with this, you have a projector in the bedroom, and I love this idea. You get a nice big screen here. It just pulls down. It doubles as a shade. Super smart. Projector is actually mounted right up here on the ceiling. Now, in talking with the manufacturers, one of the changes that I believe they are going to make is they're actually going to wire it so that it will be wired up here in the closet. So in the event that you want to plug in like a laptop, you can do it right in here, which will be super easy and fantastic. You also see that you have some additional storage up there. It's going to be lit. Plus, if you come right over here, you will see there's another outlet right in there. So again, I think they did a good job. Great hang space. Love that they're going to wire everything up there. Good storage underneath here as well. I mean, I'll open it up just to show you, right? Like that is deep. That's not just, some superficial storage. That is very, very usable in there. Then right across the way here is going to be washer dryer prep. So in the event that you want washer and dryer, boom, there you go. You can put a stackable unit in here. Now, not everyone wants washer and dryer. So if you don't, they put in a hanging rod. So you can use this as additional hanging space. And you even have some additional storage right down here. I think it's cool they utilized all the storage space possible. And of course, right underneath the projector, you have this dresser. This right here is great. Again, it just gives you all this additional storage, and you have dual hidden compartments right up top here. So again, just lots of additional storage. And just in case that wasn't enough, you get even more right over here on the wall. You also have a dedicated inverted outlet. So even if you don't get the inverter where everything is prepped for, if you don't get that unit, you still get the one in here so that if you sleep with a CPAP machine, you have a spot to hook it up. On top of that, the second AC is going to be mounted in here, and as you would expect, that one is going to have its own controller. And if we take a look at the slide out here in the bedroom, this again is a great feature. Not only do you have windows on both sides that are going to open for cross ventilation, you get a great headboard, shelves on the side, so you have a spot for your phone, CPAP, or water, but even better is going to be the mattress itself. Why? Because folks, this is actually comfortable. I know I said it, but I'm telling you, go to the lot, lay down on it, put it to the test. You'll be like, holy cow, Ian was right. And the reason why? They used an actual nice mattress. This is 12 inches thick. I've never seen that in an RV before. An actual good mattress. And you have storage underneath. This is a 66 by 80 inch mattress. So it's going to be right in between a king and queen, which in my opinion is the sweet spot because it gives you a little bit more width so you're not elbowing each other, but it still gives you enough space to easily be able to get around and reach and be able to access your shelves. Now, I am told that if you do want a true king in here, that it will fit in the slide. There is enough space, but again, just bear in mind that it is going to impede a little bit of your walkway. So as I said, one of the best executed mid-bunk floor plans I have seen to date, but it's not even the inside that impresses me the most, it's the outside. And it's the most important part about the outside, that is the construction. And why do I say that? Well, we've all heard of the giant disaster that was frame flex, and it hit some manufacturers, some big manufacturers, harder than it did others. But this coach right here has done so much in an effort to absolutely prevent that. So let's get into it and what they've done. And all of it starts with the X9 Titan chassis. This is a completely new, reinvented chassis. They did a lot of things, like starting with a 50,000 PSI steel I-beam, which is an incredible strength to weight ratio. That is an over 25% reduction in deflection in the chassis over your standard bolt together chassis, as this one is all welded. And because they don't use bolts, it also helps prevent the human error from over-torquing, under-torquing, or just not putting bolts in altogether, which unfortunately was seen with some of the frame flex issues. Now, you tie that in to the ULTRARIDE suspension that the campsite is so well known for, as well as the new Helux Coil Pin Box up here with the spring coil and shock, and that's going to be an over 30% reduction in vibration and shock to the chassis. Again, so many things that they have done here to just make sure that this coach is going to last. You also have a beautiful painted front cap here. Now, I am told that this might change ever so slightly, but again, a great front cap. You can see it kind of curves back right here, giving you a little bit better turn radius there as well. And when we drop down, we can take a look underneath. We see that everything is going to be right up here is very well done. So you have a tire, your spare tire, that way it's not out in the elements, very easy to access. Over to this side, we have a couple batteries, solar charge controller there, as well as a battery disconnect, because as I mentioned up top, this one does come with 400 watts of solar. You'll also see that this one is prepped for your security cameras, your side cameras, whether you want that just to see the side of your coach, or, more probable is to use it while you are driving down the road so you are able to cover some of those blind spots and make sure that you can tow it nice and safely. If we take a look up, I love the windows on here, not only because they are square, but also they are solar reflective, right? They have tint built into them so that it's basically like a mirror finish there, helping to reflect heat and keep it out, as well as providing a lot of privacy during the day. You can see not one, but two power awnings on here with LED light strips, giving you great coverage. Outside speakers as well, and those are controlled by that same multimedia center that we had seen in the kitchen. You'll have a propane tank on this side, another one, of course, on the other side. Auto level on this coach, nice and easy to use. They've actually, with the X9 Titan chassis, have improved the auto level on here as well, so it's even better than what you get on a standard chassis. Then we look in our massive, they call it the Vault Max pass-through basement. I mean, this is huge. You get so much space all the way through here. It even comes with the extra storage bins, which are great, and they have tie downs, so you have a dedicated spot for those to tie those down. Love that, especially for things like wheel chocks, things you're going to be using a whole bunch right when you get to your campsite. Those are great. Another thing I think is really cool, bet you didn't expect that, did you? Slide out TV right there. So you can open that up, be able to sit down, watch TV underneath the awning, just like you would want. And then let's say, you're watching the game. Well, what goes better with the game than a nice ice cold beverage? You can do that right here. You have your fridge, you have an ice maker. So whether you're making cocktails or just an ice cold water, this right here is the perfect setup for it. You also see there is a spray port. So if you need some outside water access, you have that too. And if you want to grill out, right, because maybe you want some burgers while you're watching the game too, there's a propane quick connect right underneath. You can take your favorite Blackstone, plug it in, and you'll be grilling like a champ in no time. You will see you have this solid step entry here with the aluminum treads on it. You have the large foldable grab handle, making it nice and easy to get in and out of the coach. Plus, you have what they call the Vista View glass entry door. Beautiful door on there. The thing I really like about these glass doors is going to be this right here, the fact that there is a window built in, and you don't even really see it because of the tint on the outside. So you'll see this one is thin shade ready, so it's prepped for the shade. So that way, if you want that for additional privacy, you can have that installed nice and easily. Make your way back a little bit further. It's kind of tough to see, but on the back side of this tire is that a part of that ULTRARIDE suspension. You have big old red shocks on there. And again, that really, really helps with the towability and how smooth this is going down the road. Between that and that Helux Coil Pin Box, you're going to love towing this thing. Speaking of towing, come around to the back. Depending on your state, some states allow you to tow something behind the fifth wheel. If you're one of those states, you will love the fact you have this hitch here with a flat 4. So if you want to hook up like a boat or something like that, you can certainly do so. Or if your state doesn't allow it, that's okay. You can still utilize this because this is essentially a receiver that is going to have extra cargo. So if you want to slide in a bike rack or an extra cargo carrier, you can do that. You have 300-pound tongue weight on there or 3,000 pounds for towing. Now up top, this is currently prepped, but in talking with the manufacturers, it will come with a backup camera. So that is going to change. I think that is a huge addition. So again, this is a pretty big coach. You want that visibility as you're backing up. 50 amp detachable power cord will plug in right there. And of course, we're going to be 50 amp as you would expect because we have 2 of the 18K BTU ACs as we talked about inside. Plus, you're going to have the fireplace, aluminum rims on the wheels, absolutely fantastic. On-demand water heater, so, the Infinity Flow, here's what they call it. But this Gerard tankless water heater is going to give you almost instant hot water. And as long as you're hooked up to city water, it'll basically run as long as you want it. You will see right here, you have your water connections, nice, easy winterization system. Your shower built in there, black tank flush, so you can quickly and easily wash out the black tank. You have your auto level right here, and underneath, this one has a completely heated and enclosed underbelly, so that way, help keep critters out of there, help keep things, a little bit warmer in the cold seasons as well. And I know you're thinking, Ian, I love this fifth wheel. It's built well, it looks great, it's an excellent floor plan. How much is it? Where can I find one? Don't worry, there is a link in the description. Simply click that. It will show you where you can find one, how close they are to you, and how much it is. Thanks for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and until next time, we'll see ya.